Hey guys, Lauren Losing here for my week 147 post-op VSG update. And I wouldn't say more importantly, but the bigger topic of this video will be that it is also my 2-week post-op mark from plastic surgery. I had my VSG surgery on a Wednesday and my plastic surgery on a Thursday, so I will be grouping both updates together. Depending on the week, the update will focus on more VSG or plastics, but since I am so soon out from plastics and it really is all one, one journey, process, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be focusing more on the plastics. So let me go into my VSG stats first. So I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery on August 21st, 2013 at Massachusetts General Hospital with Dr. Denise G. My first appointment at the weight center, I was 269 pounds. I always forget to say my height before I say that. For some reason, that triggers me to say my height. I'm 5'2". First appointment at the weight center, 269 pounds. Day of surgery, 245.5. And then my pre-plastics weight was, I got down to 125. There was some up and down in there, but I'm not going to get into that now. Okay, and then plastics. I had my plastic surgery on May 26th, I haven't gotten this down yet, May 26th, 2016 at Massachusetts General Hospital with Dr. Amy Caldwell. I had a brachioplasty or an arm lift. I had a mastopexy with augmentation, which is a breast lift with silicone implants. They were 325cc silicone implants. And then I also had a belt lipectomy, which is a 360-degree lower body lift, no thighs. I say that because some people kind of assume that the thigh lift is with the lower body lift, but I did not have that done at the same time. So, I did weigh myself today for the first time since plastic surgery, kind of just for shits and giggles and curiosity's sake. So, morning of surgery, I was 125. They removed about 5 pounds of skin overall, and my breast implants weigh about 1.5 pounds total. So that would bring me to 121.5 with, pure numbers there. And I actually was exactly 121.5 this morning. I expect to be lower than that in a few weeks. I definitely have a good amount of swelling still going on, and this was a pre-poop weight, which seems to be always the case for me. But yeah, I was extremely happy with that number. I have had a lot of swelling go down in my left thigh. If you saw my day 6 post-op update, and I showed my thigh, I had a lot of swelling still from the lipo in my left thigh. There's definitely still some there, but it has gone down tremendously. I'm getting more swelling in my arms. I haven't been the best about wearing my sleeves all the time. I did just take a shower, so I don't have all my stuff on yet, but so I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm supposed to be wearing those for about 4 weeks, so I have to go put my sleeves on. I'm getting more swelling in my arms and definitely a lot more in my abdomen. And that just comes with, moving around more, and I definitely think I'm going to have the tendency to do too much too soon just because of how good I feel. I've been off the prescribed pain medication since the morning of day 7, I think, post-op, and I haven't even taken Tylenol for the past 4 days, so that's how good I'm feeling. So yeah, I definitely I can already see myself, and I've probably already done it, you know, doing too much too soon. I was gonna blow dry my hair, and I was like, Lauren, stop. Also, I did make notes again just because I haven't taken my ADD medication since surgery, and I feel like there's like, even though I haven't done anything for the past 2 weeks, like I'm sitting around all day, I feel like there's so much happening still every day, like so much that I think of or experience that I want to tell you guys about. So I wrote some things down. But because, so like I just said, haven't taken my ADD medication, so might be a little all over the place. I mentioned in my day 6 post-op video that my restriction was like crazy insane. It's pretty much gone back to normal now. So I'm getting in more like 1,000 calories a day probably, and definitely 100 grams of protein, so that's good. No problem getting my fluids in. I never had problem getting it in. Where do I want to start? I think I want to start with how I can already tell that plastic surgery could be addicting, and I can see why so many people go, I don't necessarily want to say too far, but I can see why fixing a couple things makes you feel like you should fix all of the things. I already caught so I mentioned how my plastic surgeon didn't need to do any liposuction in my stomach or my back. That's simple. It's not that like I had zero fat there and she couldn't have done liposuction, but she got, you know, a very flat incision from doing none. If I had paid her extra to do like extra lipo, I definitely could have had some lipo in my abdomen, some lipo on my love handles especially, and lower back. But to get a good result, I didn't need it. So this is what already started going through my mind. And wait to comment until you hear my whole thing. So I already started, so with a 360, you tend to get a pretty flat butt. A lot of people who get a 360 pay, you know, to have a Brazilian butt lift, which is basically lipo from other areas of your body, and then strategically injected into your butt to have a more full bum. I would not have been able to get my arms done and my breasts done at the same time if I had wanted that done. So I chose to just get all this done. However, let me just say that I started looking at my flat butt and saying, oh, well, you know, down the line, I could get lipo on my thighs, and I could get a thigh lift, and then at the same time I could get lipo on my lower back and love handles, and I could get that injected into my bum. So I started thinking of all these things, and I also noticed that it's like I started picking myself apart more already. So I had to stop myself and say, Lauren, slow your roll. Calm down. This is not why you had plastic surgery. I'm going to warn you right now. People warned me before that, you know, post-plastics is a bit of an emotional roller coaster. I haven't gotten down on myself, but this past week, I have been like crying at the drop of a hat. So if I start crying in this video, I'm sorry. But I had to slow myself down and say, Lauren, perfection was not the reason you had plastic surgery. You know, like, you had plastic surgery to fix things, and I know I never call it reconstructive, but you had plastic surgery to fix things that you would not have been able to fix on your own. No matter how much you go to the gym, no matter how much you lose weight, I would not have been able to get rid of extra skin and build volume in my breasts. So all these other things that I started to think of and started entering my brain, and no, like, this isn't shade to people who, you know, do get these things done, but that's not, when I say these things, I don't mean the things that I did get done. I mean the things that I was talking about getting done. Like, if you want to do that, then great. And if you, whatever. So basically, I just had to tell myself, you know, have an internal dialogue. And I have already decided that I want to get a trainer when I am fully cleared to do all exercises. Up until then, I'll just, you know, slowly work up on my own. But when I am fully cleared to do all exercise, weightlifting, ab work, all that stuff, I am going to get a trainer, and I am going to work on muscle definition and building up my butt naturally and leaning out naturally. And yeah, so I just wanted to say how I could see how plastic surgery can be kind of addicting in that way. I do want to say that I love how I always used to say that I look like an out of shape gymnast, and that was basically, like, I think from the skin. Like, I like the way that I kind of look athletic now. I have, you know, like, I don't have a ton of muscle definition, and I'm, you know, this is all swollen. I don't really want to flex. Don't want to pop that incision. But, like, I can see my muscle definition now, and I'm not like this, still not this skinny, like, thin-limbed, and again, nothing wrong with that either, but I will never be that girl, and I'm okay with that. Like, I like that I kind of look athletic now. Okay. I also wanted to say that I am finding it to be such a compliment that so many people are interested in my surgeon and interested in, like, having a consultation with her and, like, seriously looking into having surgery with her. That's, like, the biggest compliment I think I could get. So thank you guys for that. I think that's amazing. I do want to talk about some unexpected things from my surgery. One is my butt crack is higher. So I'm really not going to be able to wear that low cut, that, like, low rise, very low rise jeans, because my butt crack is higher than it was, which I should have thought of that, I guess, since, like, my bottom half was brought up, but I didn't think that that was going to happen, and it did. Also, I kind of, excuse me, I wish my front incision was about an inch lower than it is, because I don't think this would happen to everybody, but I am a partially Italian woman, and I have a good amount of body hair, unfortunately, so I'm definitely gonna have to get, like, laser hair removal, or else I'm gonna be, like, shaving halfway up my stomach now. Yep. But honestly, when she was marking me, it felt like she was marking me so low. Like, I never would have said, oh, I think that incision's gonna be a little too high. And I guess that just shows you how much vagina skin I had. Okay, TMI, Lauren, TMI. So, I'm totally okay with, like, the hip. I mean, I have to be okay with it all, right? Something that I have noticed already, I do have a slight dog ear over here. It's like super slight, probably something that I won't even get fixed, or, you know, wait a year to see if it improves on its own. And it could probably even be like an in-office procedure and just be like another, like a 3-inch incision there. What else? Oh, I think I mentioned, I actually mentioned this several times, that my arm incision would be completely connected to my breast incision, and it isn't, because she extended it this way to, you know, get rid of some of this, and then this stops about an inch above it, which I like that she did that, because if not, it would have, you know, met perpendicularly. And did I say that correctly? I hope I did. And when incisions meet like that, you have a much greater likelihood of that area having a harder time healing and reopening and all that stuff. So the only place I have a perpendicular incision is around my nipples and where it goes down. So that's the only place, is like right here where I have a place where it meets. So the reason I'm not wearing my sleeves right now and didn't worry about getting that on before I did this video is because I wanted to show you guys, and I did very, very carefully and not fully shave my underarms. That is something I wanted to point out because I'm not supposed to be shaving my underarms because if you cut, you know, my incision and you get like an infection, no good. So if you're gonna get your arms done, I suggest getting your armpits waxed before. I also suggest getting a Brazilian wax before any tummy tuck 360. And I think that's pretty much it. If you want to, get your legs waxed. I didn't shave my legs for 2 weeks and I just looked like a Sasquatch. Okay, so this is my arm incision. It's looking pretty good. And then my steri strips, the majority of them had fallen off already, and then today, oh, I didn't mention. So I went in to my doctor today and I had my final 2 drains removed. I am so excited. So I'm like freaking free. So they told me today that I did not need to keep like any of my steri strips on. The only bandages I need to keep are over my hips where they just removed my drains, and then my belly button bandage needs to stay on. So I'm going to show you an update on my stomach and my thighs, and I'm going to show you my incision. So my incision, things actually show up darker on this camera for like skin coloration. Like I was just kind of testing before, and I noticed that I can actually see my bruise a lot more on screen than I can in person. So my scar might look a little darker on screen, but my incision looks so good for being only 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks post-op. So if you think this looks scary, you're wrong. It looks so good, and I can tell that in like 6 months, a year, it's gonna be like perfect. So I'm already wearing like underwear. Let me move you a little. And okay, I have one of my binders on because I'm getting like I said, like a lot of swelling around here, and I'm supposed to be wearing this all the time for about 6 weeks, and then, you know, at my own discretion after that. All right. So this is my incision. Definitely looks darker on screen, but this is what it looks like at 2 weeks. And this is my back. So something I want to show you, you'll see how, oh, you can definitely see my, it's even coming up here now. You can definitely see my swelling. But you can, I told you how she just cut off the words under my star, but, hold on, I feel like I have to bend over again. But the bottom 2 points of my star are like squished in a little bit now, and it's like right above my butt crack now, and I find it hilarious. Like, it's not going to be on the top of my priorities of things to get covered or to get fixed, but I'm definitely gonna have to fix it. It's so funny. Oh, it looks funnier in person, but like, that's my butt crack now. See how it's like squished together? I find it really funny. So that's the incision. And I'll show you like an update on my thigh bruising. So it's like so much better. That's my bum. See how like it's kind of flat, and I could have like had some of this, but some of this is also swelling. From the front, and then it's pretty much no bruising there anymore. Alright, and I figured I would cover my boobs today. You guys have seen enough of my boobs, and about as much as I will show until I do like a bathing suit shot at some point. Alright guys, Lindsay is landing tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. my time. We are picking her up from the airport. She is staying until Tuesday. I am so excited to have her here. And I'm even more excited that I'm not going to be like a lump on the couch while she's here. Like I said, I have to keep in mind not to do too much too soon, but just the fact that I'm going to be like conscious and moving is a great step, because I wasn't sure I would be at this point. So guys, until next time.